everybody's having a really good week this week. So this week, what's popping and dropping is a champagne pop-up card. And this is just our little demo for it. So if you want, we can go ahead and head over to Design Space, and I'm going to show you everything that comes in this file. So why don't we head over there? I'll see you there.
Okay guys, so when you open the file in Design Space for the Champagne pop-up card, this is what you will be getting in the file. Don't forget to go up and name and save your project. If you would like, go ahead and add any additional pieces that you would like to add to the project. So if you want to, we can go ahead and get our pieces cut out, and I'll meet you at the craft table and I'll show you how to put it together. I'll see you there.
Okay guys, now that we are back at the craft table, why don't we get out our card base and our pretty paper. So this piece with the circle cut out, we're going to put this one on the front of our card. So just keep that in mind when you're gluing things together. So if you want, we can go ahead and work our score line and put our pretty paper on. Our card base done, what we can do is get out our ice bucket and our mechanism that our wine bottles are going to go on. So if you want, what we can do is go ahead and decorate our bottles that are going to go on our mechanism here. So let's go ahead. So I have my bottles done, and we need to work the score line. And also we have a little slit here, and because of our wine bottles we put on the front, I didn't want to cut the slit in the wine bottle just in case we couldn't get it lined up exactly. So what I thought we could do is just turn this over and then cut a slit in it ourselves. So I'm just going to trace back over with my X-Acto knife where the slit needs to be. So we have our slit cut. There you can see where I cut the little slit. And then what we can do is work our score line on our piece here. So this will fold in half. And then we can work this score line right here. And then these bottom ones, they become a valley fold. So it should look something like this. So we have mountain, mountain, valley. And then if you just kind of keep working it, it will all fold up like so. Now for this piece, what I did is I took a piece of white cardstock, and then on top of it I found some vinyl that I like to put on top to make it shimmery like a ice bucket. And this is going to be a valley, mountain, 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 and valley. So on this piece, we can open it up, make sure you have your your side going the way you want it. So my front is going to be over here. And for our piece, I want to put it up a little because I want to have something down here on the bottom of my card. So it's about 2.5 inches up our score line. So I've just put a little mark there, and that's where I want my centerpiece to go. So how to put this on, you just can sandwich it all up so it'll look like this. And that point is where I'm going to line right here up on my pencil mark. And you just want to make sure it's not going outside of your card. So I marked 2.5 up, but it seems to be going out. So I'm just going to scooch mine down just a little past that line. And then we can just fold our card shut. And then we can turn it over and put glue on that tab. And I just want to show you guys. So right here is my pencil mark, and you can see where my little point is at to it. Okay? And then we just want to shut this side. And then once you think it's dry, we can open it up. And there we have our little wine mechanism. Or champagne, whatever we're putting on there. Now for my ice bucket, I did it about 1 3/4 of an inch down. So if you want to measure that. So what we can do is this centerpiece needs to be in our score line of the center here. Okay. So it'll go over it like so. So if you want to measure that much down, we can. And you just want to make sure this is in that score line right there. And if you want to check to make sure it's in the right place, you can always use something to test it out that's less permanent than glue. So I'm just making sure my score line is matching up with the score line here, and then we can glue that down. So I got my glue on here, and now I'm just going to line it back up, making sure this is in my center. So I'm just kind of laying it on my wine in the center here. Okay, once you get this side on over here, you can close this side over on this and lay it flat. You can lay this down on your card, but you just, if you notice, my wine bottle is going on top of my sticky. So you just want to let your wine bottles go underneath. If you can see that. So I'm just making sure my wine bottles have passed. So if you see there, everything is past my sticky mark, my sticky. So then I can go ahead and lay that side down to make sure it's going to lay in the proper place. So once it's dry, when you think it's dry, you can go ahead and open your card up. And you can see everything is popping up nicely. And I'm going to go back in the file and adjust the little areas. So if you want to write something on here, you can see it better. I think it needs to be moved up just a little so we can see it more. But I'm okay with how mine looks now. I'm perfectly fine with it, but I will adjust it so it'll look better. And don't forget my little tip I share with you guys. If you get half vinyl and you get something on it, if you take a Q-tip and some alcohol, that'll come right up. So what I think I'm going to do is clean this up, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish decorating the rest of my card, and then I'll be back to show you what my finished product looks like. I'll see you in just how to put on is, if you want the handle on the bucket, we have two score lines. One is going to be a mountain fold and one will be a valley fold. And I just used glitter on top of a purple piece of paper. And this edge over here will line up on the edge on this side over here, like so. The score line will match up with the score line on this edge. And as you can see, my score line is right on it, and then it'll fit that slant right up to that edge of our bucket there. And because this is vinyl, I think tape would probably work better on it. So I'm going to put a little piece of tape on my piece here. And we're only going to put tape or glue up to that first score line, as you can see, just like I'm doing here. And the same thing for this side. It will just line up right in that edge over here. And then you'll have something that looks like this. And we have two little slits on our little handle here, and they just slide in to each other. So there we go. There's the bow, and we just slid those little slits into there. And because when we go to close it, it's going to come out like that. So what I do is I just take a little bit of glue, and notice where this piece is hitting, and I'm going to put a little on that and then just press it down on my piece and give it a second to dry. And then I'm going to do the same thing on my other side over here. So I'm just going to put a little glue here and then push it down on my little strap. And there we have it. It folds right nicely up in our card. Okay guys, so here is our finished card. We did celebrate with some glasses on the front with some bubbly, and then we open it up and it says cheers to the new year. And we have these different champagne or wine bottles. This one I put wine not on it. And then this bottle I did 2024, and this bottle is called Just a Sip. And in the file I did go ahead and move these further up so it will be easier to see them, especially on this pink one. And I think this is pretty spiffy, guys. And then on the back we have a place where we can write a personal message to somebody. So if they want it displayed, their message is not being shown. So yeah, I think overall this turned out pretty cute. And I think anybody would be excited to get this little pop-up card. Guys, what do turkeys use to serve wine in? A goblet. Guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and crafting with me. Don't forget to stop by next week to see what's popping and dropping. Bye.